Hey guys, so let me move this toothpaste out of the way. I wasn't gonna vlog today, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I just kind of I went to the office this morning and I just kind of felt like maybe I'll just not vlog today, and I'm gonna get my hair done later, and I don't know. I just didn't really have much to talk about, which was odd, but but I decided to jump on here anyway because I wish I had my little ring light. That would be much better lighting. Anyway, I want to jump on here anyway because I'm going to go get my hair done before too long, and so yeah, I'm just excited about it, and I just want to jump on. My hair right now, if you haven't seen the vlogs lately, because I talk about it so much, but I'm growing out a pixie. It's growing out okay, not the best. I have not had any type of cut in a long time. So yeah, I have this Chi straightener. I hardly have any makeup on right now. That I straighten it with, so it doesn't look quite as thick, but it is crazy thick. Another thing that I really don't like about it is that all of my color, I used to always dye my hair all the time, I've said that before, but all my color is gone just from the different cuts, from getting it cut a few times for the pixie. It just got rid of everything. So this is my natural hair color. Which I haven't seen in a long time, so it was kind of cool. I was like, okay, my natural hair color's back. That's not bad. And then I just got so over it. It's just really boring. Like, nothing against anybody else who has the same hair color. I don't think it's boring on other people. It's just not my personality. I like to have, it's like one extreme or the other to me. Like, I want it to be like really, really, really like blonde, honestly. That's what I like. I'm not like a subtle highlights kind of part. Like, honestly, I just want like take it from this to extreme, and my hair picks up blonde really well is what I've always been told. Alright, so obviously I'm baking my face right now. I literally came home from work. I put a sweatshirt and sweatpants on because I was it's like cooler here today, which is weird because if you saw my vlog yesterday, I was complaining because it was so hot and so dry. Because it's New Mexico, it's really dry here, especially with the heat. It's just like dry heat, like dries your mouth out, like everything. Well, today it's cooler, and so I was just like, I don't feel like, I'm kind of cold, and it's not like cold at all, but like it's like windy and like I don't know. It's supposed to rain later, which is another weird thing. It doesn't rain here very often, but it's like I just want to be comfortable. I'm just in a comfortable mood, which I might actually wear this to go get my hair done, which is not like me, because I don't like to really go out in sweats, but I just was feeling it today. And they're like the kind of sweats that are like tighter at the bottom. They're almost like joggers, not really. So they're okay. So anyway, I'm gonna grab my stuff. Okay. So I didn't have a lot of makeup on earlier, so I just wanted to put a little more on. Am I the only one that like when I'm gonna go get my hair done, I wanna have like a full face of makeup on? Like, it just makes me like the hair more. Like, if I can see what I'm gonna look like, I think it's thundering. But if I can see what I'm gonna look like, sorry, the weather's like distracting me. When I have like a full face on, I'm gonna like it more because I pretty much wear a full face of makeup every day. So if I can see like, okay, I'm gonna look, I'm gonna like it with makeup. Because a lot of the time, honestly, if I have like bad skin, like I'm breaking out or something, I like focus on my face and I'm like, oh, I don't like it, because I don't really like the way my face is looking at that time, and I'm not realizing that I'm not even looking at the hair. So I always just like, it's kind of like when they tell you like when you go wedding dress shopping to put on your makeup so that you like don't focus on that, which I think is a really good tip. And I did that. I did my makeup, honestly, pretty similarly when I went shopping for wedding dresses as I did when I got married. And I think that's important. So I really want to do wedding videos. If you guys would, I don't know how many of you guys that watch me, like, actually are going to get married. Like, are you engaged? Or maybe, I know some of you have already gotten married, so it probably wouldn't be as interesting to you guys. But I still like to watch those videos. Even though I'm married now, I like those kinds of videos, of talking about weddings and wedding planning and that kind of stuff. I just think that's really fun. I don't know why. I just really like planning weddings. That's one thing I do miss about this time last year. This was like the final wedding planning, prep. Like, we had to get everything going at this point. Like, this was the point where it was like, if it's not done, it's probably not happening. And honestly, it wasn't that stressful. I honestly had like a really good time planning our wedding, and it was just really fun. For those of you guys that don't know, Manny and I got married in my parents' backyard in their gazebo. They have a beautiful gazebo with a beautiful garden. We got married there because we also got engaged there. Manny, my mom and Manny, they joined up together and they decorated the gazebo when he proposed, and it was just beautiful. It was just so incredible. So yeah, we got married in my parents' backyard, and I thought that was so cool. It was such a cool wedding, I'm not gonna lie. It was so cool. We had an amazing woman do our flowers. Of course, my mom had a beautiful garden anyway, but it was it was in May, so all the flowers and whatever else weren't quite ready to be bloomed. So we had to have some help in that department. And then, of course, our bouquets that we held and the boutonniere and stuff. But she did a beautiful job. And it was just such a personal wedding. We did have, quite a few people there. There was over 100 people. But it was absolutely, that's not a lot. That's not a huge wedding, I know. I didn't want a huge one. I wanted it just, people that we knew well. And, Manny's dad and his two sisters were able to come out for the wedding from England. So that was really, really nice to have them there. That was actually the first time I had met them in person. I had obviously Skyped, FaceTime, whatever with them, but that was the first time in person that I had seen them, not talked to them, that I had met them. So that was really great. But our wedding was I really want to do a video, just like posting pictures of our wedding or something, because it was just so personal. I grew up in that house, and Manny had stayed there for a while as well. We stayed in separate rooms before we got married, but he did stay there for a while, and I'm just super close to my family, and it was in the gazebo, and it was where we got engaged. It was just so personal and so awesome, and I really want to do videos talking further about the wedding and the engagement and all of that. I just think that would be like a really fun series. And I always say to people, we had kind of a unique wedding, and I don't say that to like be braggy or anything like that. It was just different. I don't hear of a ton of people. I have heard of people doing it, but a ton of people don't do it that way. And you may think it's weird because I've always worked in a church and I didn't get married in a church, but it was nothing about the church. I just really wanted to get married where we had gotten engaged, where I had grown up. I thought it would be so special, and it was just so incredibly special. And can't believe we're coming up on a year now. It's just so amazing. I'm just so excited and so happy to have spent this year with him, and I just think back to our wedding and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so awesome. So yeah, I want to do more videos talking about weddings and wedding planning, wedding prep. I was like constantly looking up videos about that kind of stuff when we were engaged. So I just think it would be, if somebody else is thinking about doing a wedding, backyard wedding type of thing, I think that would be so nice. And in Indiana, it rains a lot. There's a lot of, bad weather. So we were concerned with it just being in May. May is not typically that warm in Indiana. We don't get a lot of warm months. So everybody was like, what's your backup plan, if you can't do it in the backyard? I was like, I don't have one. And they were like, no, like you need a backup plan. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And I was like, God's going to pull through. Weather's going to be beautiful. And they were like, no, Rose, you can't do that. Like, you cannot put people out there. And like people close to me telling me that's like, you can't put people out there. And I understand, and them get soaked and like, that's not good. You can't do that. And I was like, no, I understand, but it's going to be okay. And like a week before the wedding, they were calling for rain on that day. And they were like, Rose, backup plan. And I'm like, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to work out. Indiana calls for rain every day. It's going to be fine. It'll clear up in time. And so anyway, it rained the morning of our wedding. And everybody was like, Rose, what are you going to do? They're trying to stress me out, but they're like, kind of raining out there. What are we going to do? And I was like, well, it'll be fine. It'll clear up. And because we literally didn't have, it was the day of. What's the backup plan going to be then, So anyway, literally, when the wedding started, I'm not exaggerating this, it was like a movie. When the wedding started, the sun just like came out, and like the birds were chirping, everything was beautiful, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, like it's completely fine. Now some of the guests may have gotten wet if they got there a little early, but it wasn't like pouring, okay? It was okay. And so anyway, when the wedding started, the sun came out. It was beautiful. For our pictures afterwards, it was so sunny and so warm. I mean, we were burning up, but I didn't even want to complain too much because I was like, it's at least nice. At least it's not raining. I am happy because after it does rain in Indiana, it typically gets a little humid. So it was a little hot, but it's okay. It was just such a beautiful day, and I could really just feel the presence of God there. I mean, I always do, but that day, just I had prayed so hard for the weather to be nice, and it was just like, he hears it. You know, he hears every desire that I have, and he wanted the perfect wedding day for his child, you know, his children, Manny and I, and he wanted that. So it was just such a beautiful day, and I want to do more videos on it. And I did want to mention something really quickly. I guess, so the police came to our door, and they asked us, like, have you seen anything suspicious happening today? And I've been gone. I've been at work. Manny was home this morning, so he was like, no, you know, I mean, of course we weren't outside, you know, but we didn't see anything, you know, that stood out necessarily to us. And Manny said, you know, what's going on? You know, if you don't mind, we asked, like, what's happening? And he was like, well, there's been a possible kidnapping of a child here at the apartment complex in the parking lot. And so we just wanted to, you know, we're going around door to door seeing if people have, you know, noticed anything. And that just absolutely, it made my heart stop, first of all. It just breaks my heart. I'm going to do a testimony video, and I'm planning on filming it this week, but I actually have been there as a child. And I'm not going to go further into that in this video, but my heart breaks if that, you know, he said it was possible. Obviously something happened that's not good, you know. But no matter what, I mean, I'm praying for that child. I still see the police outside. I don't think that they have figured anything out, but I'm praying for that child. My heart just literally is ripped apart when anything especially happens to a kid. You know, just praying that there is, you know, an answer quickly, that the police are led to the right place, and God just works in ways that only He can, you know, and brings peace to the families as well. Because I've been through some pretty tough stuff as a child, and so hearing that other kids are going through something tough, it really breaks my heart. It really does. It's just really hard for me to even think about that other kids are going through something so hard, and you know, I just want to help. You know, I just want to do something. So if you're watching this video, be praying for this situation. You know, hopefully by the time this is posted, it will already be resolved, and you know, the parents will be reunited with the children, or you know, the grandparents, or whoever the caregivers are. You know, hopefully everything is all good, and that, you know, God's will is just done in this situation. But just pray for peace for the child, and you know, whatever that child is going through, for there to be no trauma and just a healing. You know, I hope that everything's good. I hope that it's you know, part of me wants to think, oh, it's a misunderstanding or something, but obviously, like I said, something obviously is going on, you know, to get the police involved. So, you know, it's sad, and so my heart just goes out to that family, to that child, and just be praying for them, guys. All right, so I did my makeup. I am so excited to get my hair done. I think I got some in my hair right there, but I'm so excited to go and get my hair done. Oh my gosh. I hope it turns out good. I'm sure it will. I'm excited to see it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. I had to get my hair done. My appointment's at 4:15, and it is like 3:30 right now. Her shop is just right down the road, so I always leave way too early, though. Last time that I went and got my hair done, I left like super early. It was the first time that I had ever been to her shop, and I didn't know where it was, and so I didn't realize it was literally down the road. Like, you just have to go right down this road, like right here, and it's right there. And so I was looking all over the whole, like, city, like, everywhere. I went down, like, every road. The address that was given to me took me to some random place. Like, you know how that happens sometimes. It wasn't her fault. It's just what it did in the GPS. So, but this time it'll be easier, because every time I pass it, because it's actually when I'm on my way to go to Dunkin', and every time I pass it, I'm like, that's it. That's where the hairstylist is. I need to remember that. So hopefully today I don't run around
drive around for hours trying to find it. I was late last time because I could not find it. And then I had to like text her and call her. It was embarrassing. So thankfully this time I remember where it is. Also, I was gonna say real quick, sorry, I'm all of a sudden like feeling so talkative. But remember I said that I busted my mouth with the microphone, which is a common thing, but I actually chipped a tooth this time, the back of my tooth. It's weird because it's literally the back of my tooth has a chip out of it, so you can't see it, thankfully. But so yeah. Anyway, I just like today, it's like my lip is bruised right here, and you can't tell right now because I have lipstick on. Earlier, I think it was actually worse earlier for some reason. I don't know. I didn't notice it the other days, but it probably has been like this. Just today, it's really been sore, for some reason. So I got like a bump right here, and this side of my lip is a little swollen. I don't think you can tell right now. I probably have it evened out a little with the with the lipstick, but if I don't have lipstick on, you can really tell it has like a little bump, and it's kind of swollen up a little bit on this side, and it feels like it's bruised. So when I talk, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have to talk like this because it just feels bruised. So yeah, singer problems.
Okay, so this is my hair. It's freshly washed, so it's a little softer than what I like, and I need to add some product in it. But I think it's cute. As you can see, I'm growing it out from a pixie. So I want to grow it into like a bob and then work my way to like back to my collarbone like it was before the pixie. So I didn't want her to take a lot of length off. I was like, I know it could still be an awkward length, but I just want a little more shape and some blonde. Now I was gonna add rose gold to it this time, but I was like, I'll do that a different time. I didn't want to do it today, so I was just like, let's just do that another time. I will say really quickly that I do want to go blonder than this. If any of you have seen any pictures of me, or if you know me personally, you know that I've been significantly blonder than this. So I really do want to next time definitely go lighter. But I think it really did help to have a little bit of that dimension in there. Like I said, I mean, of course, there's still going to be a little bit of an awkwardness to it and trying to figure out how to style it because it isn't right where I want it. But it really helped. This has truly helped. Like it's just going to be easier to style now, I think. So in this process of growing it out, if you're growing your hair out, go get it shaped up. You don't have to get length taken off. I honestly feel like mine looks longer now because I'm not having to pin it back. But go get it shaped up. Go get it layered up nicely. Get some color to it. They don't recommend you color it when you're growing it out, but if it makes you feel better, do it, honestly. All right, so I have a little quick story time. It's kind of like an update because I had said earlier, that the officer came to our door earlier and had said that there was a kidnapping, a possible kidnapping. And I said, it just made my heart stop. It broke my heart. It's just so terrifying. So when I left to go get my hair done, there was, a lot of officers, police cars, out where the entrance and also it's the exit as well to the apartment complex. And they were stopping people, and asking for ID. They were checking some people, checking their trunks and things like that. So when I left to go get my hair done, I didn't get stopped. But on my way back in, they did stop me and ask for my ID and if I lived there and what apartment number I lived in.
Being stopped and searched. Witnesses said a man threw a girl who's between 12 and 16 into the back of a car with a Texas license plate. The car was described with tinted windows and is light brown. The girl has not been identified, but police say she's about 5'5" with dark blonde hair and was wearing a long ponytail. She was also seen wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt. The man.
Later on in the day or in the night, we heard an officer and whoever, we didn't know at the time, it was also FBI. We heard them ask our neighbors if they could come in and check out the apartment. So we figured they probably were going to investigate and search ours as well, just doing everybody's. And so they came to our door and it was an officer and it was an FBI agent. Introduced themselves, all that, and asked if it would be okay if they came in and did a search of our apartment. Of course, we were like, yeah, anything we can do to help, come on in. So they came in and they were super nice. The officer gave us the option that we could accompany him while he searched the apartment, or we could wait with the FBI agent and answer some questions for him at that time. So we said, yeah, we'll just answer the questions. You go ahead. we would have just gotten in the way and there was no need for us to accompany him, anyway. So he did his search, and then we answered some questions to the FBI agent. There was a lot of them. It reminded me of, I watch Criminal Minds all the time. I'm actually really interested in that type of stuff. I'm not even trying to be, funny or anything. I'm really interested. I know Criminal Minds is probably not totally accurate. I don't know. But I'm really interested in investigations. So, we answered a lot of questions that you actually do see on those types of shows. And just where were you at this time? Did you hear anything? Did you hear screams? Did you see this kind of car? And lots more questions. I won't even go into everything because there was pages and pages of things that he did ask us. And so anyways, he, asked us all the questions, and then the officer was done with his search of our apartment. And so he came back out, he actually went out on the balcony. We had a storage room thing out there that he checked out as well. And then he was done. The FBI agent, he asked us all the questions, and then he was good. I guess it was around a 13-year-old girl. I guess they don't have a lot of information on her at all, but she was blonde, and she was around the age of 13, and it was a forceful situation. A man forced her into a car. They gave a description on everything, and the FBI agent and the officer were very, very, very kind, very nice, just very, very good guys. And the officer that did the search actually said that he liked how I store my makeup. I store it in a toolbox, and I think he honestly just probably thought it was funny and kind of goofy, but he was like, I didn't know why that was in the bathroom, and he looked through it, and he said that he thought that was funny, or he said he thought it was really cool, but probably more funny. But yeah, he was just really sweet, really nice, just a really genuinely nice guy, and the FBI agent was as well. I told him what year I was born, and he said it made him feel super old, because I'm pretty young. I'm 21, but all right, quick little update. News just came on, and they said that they found the girl and the guy.
No crime was actually committed, and that's why no charges are being filed. Now, earlier today, they said it happened, and police say it was actually the gentleman we were describing who called in because he heard that people were looking for someone with his description. Again, no charges are being filed. Police do not believe that a crime was actually committed, and they used about 100 police officers on this case to find her. Again, both of them are safe for now.
It turns out, which I know some people were suspecting this, and I had thought of it, but of course, you have to take things seriously. It was actually a domestic dispute between the two. The girl was not 13 years old. Some reports had said 12 to 16. The officer said that the actual report was that she looked about 13. She was actually 21 years old. So she was my age, and I believe the guy was a little bit younger than what they had said too, and it was just a domestic dispute. No charges were filed or anything. No charges were pressed, however you say that. They're all good. I guess everything's fine. I'm thankful for that. I'm glad that the police took it seriously, and they didn't just write it off as, well, we don't know anything, so we can't really help you. I'm glad that they really did take action. And thankfully nothing did happen, but that's just a little update for, the situation, and I'm glad that they came forward so that people can rest a little bit easier tonight, and hopefully whatever's going on with them, they get that resolved. But so yeah, and also, if I was the girl, thankfully, nothing bad is going on in this situation, no laws were broken, all that good stuff, but if I was that girl, she's 21, and this witness said that she was 13, I'd be like, seriously? But anyway, so I just wanted to say goodnight to you guys. Thank you for watching this vlog. Remember that Jesus loves you. Wait, said it wrong. Remember that you are incredible.